am excited. Spawning in the top left-hand corner of Ghost River, we have our South Korean Zerg player, the Red Zerg, representing Talent Esports. It is Dark. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the South Korean and Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, representing Blacklist International. It is Creator. There we go. As we are settling in, again, Dark known for his aggression in this matchup, and I feel like we really got to embrace a very Dark series against Mana, where game 1 we saw Dark rush into the gold and survive the Zealot aggression of Mana. We saw in game 2 Dark go for a 3-base Link Queen, Knight us all in. How does he approach Creator though? Again, Creator, he's part of the same region of Dark, they're both from South Korea, a lot more familiar with Dark as well. And Creator, I feel like he's known for his mid-game. He's known for his mid-game, known for more defensive openers as well. I have attributed Creator to be a little bit more akin like Showtime in the ZVP matchup. A little bit more macro-oriented. But we'll see. We shall see. As for now, Dark has forced take the unnatural natural. Likewise, Creator going for the gate expand into Cybercore. Nothing too crazy yet. Really, my eyes are on the tech of choice, whether we go Stargate or Twilight Council. And even if we open up Stargate, I'm curious as to when the Twilight Council is going to be thrown down behind it to get a read on how aggressive Creator wants to be. We've seen a lot of 8-gate all-ins here on this map. We've seen Nightmare and Hero be very fond of it. I haven't been able to cast enough of Creator these past couple of months to get a read on what he enjoys in this matchup. I know for a long time he was very fond of playing this this slower robo-heavy composition, like into Immortal Chargelot, into Archon with Storm, or into double robo Colossus production. Creator was very fond of that, especially end of last year and beginning of 2024. Like end of 2023. But nowadays, the meta has shifted, the map pool is different, and I'm excited. I want to see. But now, there it is, a Twilight Council opener. Okay, so a much more aggressive start here from Creator. And again, we expect aggression on Ghost River. It's going to be Twilight Council, whether it's a Glaive build or DTs, yet to be determined, as we have not pulled out of gas. Lings are being chased down, Dark is expanding, taking his 3rd base, droning up for the time being. Overlord outside the natural, and we have not pulled out of gas. Okay, this looks like a Dark Shrine opener. I'm curious. Show us that Dark Shrine, show us the tech. Again, if this were to be Glaive Adepts, we would have pulled out of these gas geysers. Robo is a little bit later though. Again, we're waiting for that technical choice. There it is. There is the Dark Shrine. It has been thrown down. So it is going to be a DT opener. Now with the DT opener, it is not all in. It is designed to get the economic damage done. And then we can go for an Archon drop thereafter and get into the mid game and expand, take a 3rd base. Meanwhile, back at home, we have a very early Roach Warren. This is a 3-minute 30 Roach Warren. Oh my god, this is very early here for Dark. Now, this is designed to keep us safe against something like Glaive Adepts. Not just keep us safe against Glaive Adepts, but also counterattack as well. So we're going to have a lot of Roaches early on. So Dark playing this out very safely. Did get eyes on the timing of the Warp Gate. This Warp Gate is finishing up. Dark is just going to be getting ready here back at home. Roach Warren will finish. Roach is now already on the way. But I don't see any detection. I don't see any spores. Dark, he may just assume that it's going to be Glaive Adepts. And this is what I love out of Creator, is that he reveals Adepts. He reveals these initial Adepts, selling the story that it is Glaives when it's anything but. We have 1 spore on the way at the 3rd. Ooh, the Prism is exposed. We have to pull back. We have a spore on the way in the main as well. So we will have detection. First DT is waddling in, but only 1 DT. Yeah, Dark does realize we have more spores on the way. We have detection. Dark has defend. We just see Creator poking around and getting a tumor, expanding back at home, taking his 3rd. Adepts are in position. More DTs on the way. This should be for Archon production. There we go. Archons are on the way. But so far, this opener has been a little bit lackluster. So far, we haven't achieved too much. We got a tumor. We forced a reaction. True. We do need to get some damage done. We need to pick off some workers, overlords, queens. Speaking of, first overlord goes down. Nice pickup. Meanwhile, Dark isn't droning. Remember earlier how I spoke about how because of the early Roach Ward, we can go for a big counterattack? That's happening. Dark, he's amassing Ravagers, he's amassing Lings. Dark is working on detection, and he's not droning. Dark, he is turning his defense into an offense. We're sending everything across the map, and Creator, he's in trouble. Creator's in trouble back at home. We will have an Overseer. Overseer's on the way. The Lair did finish. We collapse here on top of the Adepts. Oh, they do manage to shade away. Pylon did fall. Yeah, detection in position over the army. And we're going to get a kill on at least the third. Yeah, files do connect. We surround the Adepts. Archon's doing what they can. But that is going to be a kill on the Nexus. Oh, the Sentry. Sentry goes down. Nexus falls. And from here, now we drone. Now Dark is droning up. He's keeping up with the Archon drop. No need to try to force the issue and break the natural. You could argue that maybe we could have. But Dark won't try. He'd rather just macro from here. Ooh, as the piles do connect. Creator, we're going to be careful. Does catch a roach. But behind this, we're joining up, getting up to 2 base saturation. Interesting. A Hydra Den on the way for Dark. So he's getting supply blocks. This Archon drop, putting in some work. Catching Overlords left and right and finding another Overlord. And Dark being a little bit too greedy here. Oh my god. As the Overlord does survive. Third base on the way. Creator is still in this. He survives. Creator didn't lose any workers. He retains most of his probe count. Does retain his workers. Bay is on the way. Immortal production underway as well. The base should be for Colossus. And Creator is looking to stabilize. He is looking to stabilize here. Maneuvering around in between the bases. Looking for more pickups. Going for the Queen. Up. And the Queen is barely not going to go down. Queen down to 8 HP. At the same time, Ling run by, running into Archons. Won't find much damage. And Dark is racing into Hydra production. No Lurker Den. There's no Lurker Den. There's no Infestation Pit. There's no Hive. Dark just now joining up to 3 bases and building up his Hydras. Trying to shut down that Prism. You have to be careful. Rocks are knocked down. Link still being active. 4th base on the way for Dark. Does slip in. Quite committing. And Dark is looking to commit here on Roach Hydra. Still not droning. Just straight up Roach Hydra. We have Roach speed on the way. Let's go. Oh, we catch the Lings! Oh my god. Big chunk of Lings do go down. Very nice catch here from Creator. At the same time, Charge is kicking in. We're building up this death ball of an army with Immortals, with Archons. I believe no Colossus yet. Oh no, there we go. We have 1 Colossus. Dark trying to catch and trying to pounce on that Prism. Not able to. Not yet. As Dark is about to max out. Now, despite this, despite the army supply of Dark, it is inflated supply because of these Roaches and Ravagers. Likewise, Creator has a very efficient army with Archon Immortal. Very few gateway units. And for the time being, Dark just looking to knock down these rocks to open up these attack paths. Leaving run by does deny the 4th. 4th base is cancelled. Alright, knocking down these rocks is spotted by Creator. Is aware. Despite that, Dark is slipping in. And Creator collapsing on the army. The force fields have been thrown down. And we do trap the Hydras. A couple of Hydras and Ravagers do get picked off. Not a bad trade here for Creator. At the same time, Lings once again diving on that Nexus. Ooh. And they're forcing another cancel. Not quite. We do hold on. We see Roaches being sent out instead. Dark, he wants that base. Meanwhile, we did throw down the Enfranchisement. Now we have the Hive on the way to the Lurker Den as well. Dark has now droned up to 4 bases with 70 workers, and we're working towards Hydra Lurker Viper. So Dark will be getting rid of these Roaches, as they don't really serve him too much anymore. They're hurting him more than anything. But before Lurker Tech, Creator's going to be pushing. Like, what's terrifying right now is that Creator has a death pool of an army, and we need Lurkers, but the Lurker Den is not done. Not yet. Dark is in trouble. The supply does lie. And here we go. We're pushing on in. On force fields here on the ramp. Creator, we spoke about him at the start of the match even, about how he does enjoy playing into the mid game, into this very heavy, like, Archon Immortal composition, and is breaking through. Roaches, they try to come in from behind, but we have plenty to deal with this, plenty to defend. As the Immortal army stands strong. They're pushing through the Roaches, getting on top of the Hydras. Stalkers, they come in to reinforce. The boys are being pulled into Archons. Oh, you hate to see it. The drones are massacred. More boys being pulled as well in a moment of desperation. But Creator, can he be stopped? I mean, the Colossus putting in a lot of work. Takes down a lot of these drones. Hydras, they're getting on top of some of these Immortals as well. We're down to 3 Immortals. Yeah, 3 Immortals remaining. But Stalkers, they come in to reinforce. And Creator, he does have enough. GG gets called. Creator takes game number 1. Whew. GG. GG, well played again. Creator just kind of weathering the storm, just absorbing all of these blows, defending on 3 bases. Not even getting a 4th. Remember, the 4th base was denied time and time again, but we built up Archons, Immortals, 1 Colossus. We just built up this death pool of an army over time. And because of the map, because of Ghost River, the rush distance by ground is very short. So a push like that takes seconds to get across the map. And Dark was not ready for it. Dark was just not ready for it. Lurker production was still on the horizon, was still on the way. And Creator snowballed out of control. GG. GG, well played. Creator able to take that first game. Able to kind of, again, absorb the blows there of Dark until he was able to push out. And now we're going to be loading into a bit of a larger map. A map where it's not going to be as easy to achieve the same results here in the same fashion. We're loading into Site Delta. Let's go. Let us go. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Site Delta, we have our South Korean Zerg player. The Red Zerg representing Talon Esports down in this series. Can he bounce back and force the ace match? It is Dark. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the South Korean Protoss player. The Blue Protoss representing Blacklist International. It is Creator. Here we go. Again, in the last game, Dark, he was able to break the 3rd, if you remember, but only the 3rd base. Dark, he wasn't able to get any or many worker kills, wasn't able to break the natural, wasn't able to reset the Archon or Immortal count. And Creator, with his Archon drop, did achieve quite a lot. Was able to catch a lot of those Overlords and disrupt the build, disrupt the macro of Dark. Did quite well for himself. So we are settling in. Initially, the DT opener was lackluster, but afterwards, the Archon drop, that we achieved much more with. Especially after the defense of Dark's push. But now we're settling in. Hatch gas pull, standard opener out of Dark. Likewise, we do see Creator going for the gate expand as well. We're loading into Side Delta. Side Delta is one of the more macro-oriented maps. It is much larger, much longer rush distance by ground, so these kind of big move outs take a lot longer to move out. It's a lot easier to pick away at it and to slow it down. Likewise, the natural base is much more secure. The third is a little bit exposed, but only a little bit. It should be a little bit more secure here, and we should be looking towards a longer game. A longer macro game. We'll see. We shall see. As this time we are not going for a Twilight Council, we have our take of choice. It's going to be a Stargate opener for Creator. Warp Gate was delayed. I'm sure Dark did take note of that. So again, with the Stargate opener, Dark should be being a little bit greedier, should be looking to drone out more. Focus on Queens, no need to rush into a fast Roach Warren. Looking to get into a longer, more standard game. The aggression and the chaos that we saw on Ghost River, it's not going to be seen as much here on Side Delta, at least not to begin with. But now, Adept goes to Shade. We do threaten the Shade, we don't commit. Adept does pull back. Oracle's on the way. Creator did go for a Stalker after the first Adept. So it looks like he's not really relying on too much Adept aggression early on. Just poking in and, yeah, pulling back. The Adept will race back home so we can expand and take the third. It is going to be racing back. With that, the first Oracle is out. Soon to be getting into our second and third Oracle, I imagine. As Creator does have momentum, and there we go, there's that second Oracle on the way. Third base being taken, the probe does fall. But the third base does stand strong. Creator will be able to embrace that. Likewise, back at home, Dark just happily droning. If you remember, by this point, we would have already seen a Roach Warren. It was a 3-minute 30 Roach Warren for Dark. Oh my god! As we are rushing to a fast lair. Okay, never mind. Dark is being a little bit cheeky here. This was a 4-minute lair timing. With a fast lair like this could be a couple different things. We could be rushing into a fast Hydrogen, right? We have 1, 2, 3 gases. With 3 gases, this feels like Link Queen Nidus. I'm feeling like a Nidus Worm for Link Queen Nidus based all-in. We'll see. We'll see if we take a 4th gas geyser or if we stay on 3. Walls are being set up. Adepts and Oracles being zoned away. Lings are amassing. And show us that Nidus Worm. As the Oracles, they do pick up a couple of drones. The lair is spotted. Big scout there from Creator. A big moment there. Back at home, shield battery on the way. Creator is getting ready. Is whether something must be wrong. +1 melee on the way, and it is going to be Hydras. Okay. Mia Mike, is that you? Did mention before that with 3 gas geysers, it could be a Hydrogen, and I mean, I kind of wrote it off, but no, it is going to be the Hydrogen. Okay. So this can be risky. Basically, we're skipping roaches. We're skipping roaches entirely, going into Ling Hydra instead. Which means we are vulnerable early on. Speaking of, we are moving out with our Adepts, but these are vanilla Adepts. They don't have upgrades, but they can still trade well against Lings. And against Hydras. Creator can get damage done. Is going to be moving forward. Creep being shut down. The Queens are able to keep up for the time being. But Creator is waiting for that War Prism. He wants to reinforce across the map. This tech is quite delayed, actually. I'm referring to Creator here. It looks like Creator may have overreacted a little bit when it comes to warping in units, because now we get the Forge and the Twilight Council, but it is delayed. The wall, ooh, is a wall. We're barely holding on. And the Adepts, they're being shut down. At the same time, Oracles, they dive into the main. Drones are finally getting picked up. Yeah, 4, 5, 6. Oh, almost 7. 6 drones go down. Not a bad run by here, or not a bad flyby with these Oracles. But the Adepts were a little bit lackluster. They forced a reaction, but didn't really get much done. Creator pulling back home, and again, the tech of Creator is delayed. +1 attack just starting, charge just beginning. Immortal production underway. And Creator stuck at home. He's stuck at home, and now Dark, he can freely drone up, and I would not be opposed to Dark rushing into lurkers. Into an infestation pit, into lurker tech. There is potential. Oracles dip in. They catch a couple of workers. Oh, not just a couple, getting 5, 6 drones at the cost of an Oracle. This was still worth it. Still a good amount of damage, but an Oracle does go down. They'll say dip into the main. Templar Archives is done. Storm is on the way. Dark is not working towards lurkers, which is a little bit concerning. Okay, there we go. Finally, there's the infestation pit. I do think this is late. I do think we could have thrown this down a little bit earlier. The reason why I'm concerned is that right now we have nothing but light units. We have Lings and Hydras, and Storm is almost halfway done. Storm is almost done, so the window, the timing that Dark has to make use of Ling Hydra, it's closing. That window is slowly closing here. And we'll see if Dark can make use of this army. I mean, it looks like he's already working on the next step. He's already working on these lurkers instead. So he's not looking to push out with Ling Hydra. Lurker 10's on the way. Hive has just begun. Gases are being taken. Dark droning up to 4 base saturation, up to 80 plus workers. And this means that this turtling and this teching that Creator has been doing, he's getting away with it. He's getting away with it. He's taking another base, taking a 4th. Storm is now done. Immortal production well underway. Archons as well. And Immortal Archon can deal with lurkers, especially a low amount of lurkers. Even a high amount even. Like, this army can be devastating. As we are making 2 Immortals at a time. And again, Immortals in high enough numbers, they can tank those spine shots from the lurkers. They can close the distance, get on top of them, shut them down. Creator, he's already working on his anti-lurker army. No Skytoss yet, but we don't really need it for the time being. There it is, Fleet Beacon. So Creator, he's thinking about that Skytoss. Still just turtling, now on 4 bases. We have cannons, shield battery, stasis traps all over the place. We are heavily fortified. Oof. Storm does connect. Second Stargate on the way. We're working towards carrier production, which is why it feels like Dark is 1 step behind. It feels like, sure, Dark, he's about to max out and getting into lurker tech, but Creator, he's already thinking further ahead than that. Creator is already thinking about that Skytoss. Hallucination does confirm the Hive, does confirm the tech. Nidus Worm on the way. Let's go. We are going for the Nidus. What's the Prism is? Oh, can we shut it down? We're so close. The Prism takes a lot of hits but does barely escape. Mothership is on the way. Carrier production has begun. Creator needs a little bit more time, but here comes the Mass Ling into Storm. As long as we have a couple of Storms in the chamber, this Ling Hydra army cannot push forward. Instead, Dark knocking down rocks. Nidus Worm here into the natural. The production has been spotted. Big scout here for Dark. Does confirm the carriers. Nidus Worm is going to be shut down. At the same time, ooh, Overseer. Not quite making it into the main. They can run by here towards the south, but we have High Templar in position. Oh, that's going to be a lot of Banelings. We could slip past. Meanwhile, the Mass Lurker army going right through the center is going to be spotted. Likewise, Nidus Worm into the main base. Can Creator keep up? We have Nidus into the main, Lurkers through the center, and we have the Ling Bane on the left-hand side. A tri-pronged attack. Nidus Worm gets shut down. Lurkers are delayed. Do we have any storms? No storms! Creator, he's out of position. We bust into the base. And the Nexus will go down. Yeah, Dark pulling Creator apart. So we go for the mineral line. Into the 3rd. No reaction. Delayed reaction here from Creator, and 30 per, oh my god, 33 workers go down. Creator, he was keeping up, he was in position, but he pulled away. He pulled away at just the wrong moment. And sure, the Nidus Worms didn't finish, sure, the Lurkers did not break through, but we crippled the economy. We killed a base and 33 workers. That is all that Dark needed. And now Creator forced to move out. Now, Creator's main army is terrifying, right? Like, it's one of these moments where Creator is down in workers, but he is now super maxed because of that. He has 140 army supply compared to the 104 of Dark. So run by towards the north, leading run by towards the south. We do force a massive warp in, even forcing a recall. Oh, the Bailings! Oh, they take down a High Templar. Not bad. Cloak is forced as well. Dark buying time to rebuild. A double Spire on the way. For Corruptors, Vipers have arrived as well. They've gathered energy. But Creator, because his army is so large, even though he did lose a lot of workers, even though he's on the back foot, he can still win a fight and win the game. With one big move out, Creator can snowball out of control. Dark, how many Lurkers are we on? 13. 13 Lurkers for Dark. Can hold his own. And his goal here is to just buy time for Corruptor production. The Spires are still halfway done. And Creator, it looks like he's first looking to stabilize this new base, this 5th, before pushing. Okay, splitting up his units. It looks like at this point, Creator, he wants to absorb an attack first. It looks like he's waiting for another big Ling Bane run by, and if he can defend that initially, then we can go into a counterattack. But this is giving Dark a lot of time. Like Dark, he's rebuilding, he's gathering up more energy for infestors, for fungal growths. The Spires are finishing, which means now we can start up upgrades for the Corruptors. +1 flyer attack, +1 flyer carapace. There we go. They just now begin. So you could definitely argue that Creator, he missed an opportunity to move out. Yet instead of Creator just playing it safe. Bailing's rolling in once again. Creator not quite in position, but not many workers to shut down. As we do react in time. Creator pulling back those probes. Shuts down the Bailings. Dark now expanding. Building up his Lurkers. He's building up those Lurkers here. And the game will settle. The game settles down, both players are maxed out. Dark with a better economy, Creator with a larger army. Upgrades are underway. Looking at the units here, we have 6 carriers for Creator, we have a decent amount of High Templar, Archons. I mean, our army is looking pretty ideal. Again, Creator just maybe waiting for these upgrades. And I imagine, as I said before, he most likely wants to take a favorable fight first before pushing. Bailey's the courts. Nice pick off here from Creator. Big out there from Creator as we're taking another base. Overseer into the main. This should be for the Nidus Worm. Into the main, or actually right outside the fresh nexus of Creator. And how many Lurkers are we on? 21! Oh my god. That's a lot of Lunkers, Papi. That's a lot of Lunkers. 21, soon to be 23 Lurkers for Dark. Nidus does complete. We haven't dove in yet, though. We got another Nidus into the main base. Creator is maxed out. He has no warp-ins. And he's distracted. Creator, he shuts down one Nidus, but the other will complete. And we can go straight for the main, straight for the tech. Just 2 Lurkers for the time being. Never mind. I was expecting a little bit more. Only 2 Lurkers. And this room is shut down again. Most of the lurkers are out on the map, and we're moving on out. We're headed for the 5th. The night is being shut down. Lurkers edging ever closer. Creator will be able to keep up. Does rotate over. Banelings once again rolling in, but we have Archons in position. Yeah, the Banelings, they get nothing done. And as we're bleeding out Ling Bane, here come the Corruptors. Finally. Corruptors are on the way. Are in production. As Creator has been building up a bank. He's on 4K, 4K. He's on a 4K bank here. Soon to be 5K, actually. Dark still slowly pushing forward. 2-2 is about to finish up. Soon working towards 3-3. Another nice worm into the main. Creator does respond with his carriers. And here we go. We have the Spore Forest slowly pushing forward. Again, so important to add that extra DPS against the Sky Toss with all these spores. Lurkers, more spores behind this. We managed to get a good, decent storm. Decent storm on the army. There are how many? 9 Corruptors in the air. We have Viper still ducked to yoink. And Darky is slowly encroaching upon the bases of Creator. Now we're pushing in. Getting within range. Creator has to respond. And again, Creator only fighting with half his army. And the other half is rotating over. Get the abduction. 2 Immortals go down. Good pickoffs. Dark edging ever closer. We can see Creator getting ready for a surround. And can he collapse on the army? A decent storm, but now we're within range of the Nexus. Nexus will go down. It's going to be so difficult to save it. We yoink a carrier. Carrier gets picked up. Decent storm. Nexus does fall. Creator has to back up. Looking for a better angle of attack. Again, we don't want to push into these spores. That is the ideal for Dark. Creator pulling back. Dragging the army away. Mothership gets abducted. And that's going to be minus 300, minus 300. Mothership goes down. And Creator is pushing. Lurkers from behind. Oh! The Lurker's going to be shut down. The Lurker's getting cleaned up. Did cost a lot of storms. Archon army still standing strong. And there's only a handful of Lurkers left. We focus out the Infestors. The spores are not in position. Lurkers are falling, but we do need detection. Do we have an observer? Yeah, we do. It is with the main army. The Vipers! No! 1 Viper goes down! Up! And can we get the others? It looks like we can. 2 Vipers fall, 1 Viper survives. And we catch out the Lurkers. They're left exposed. Again, the spores, they're not helping. We shut down every single Lurker. The base is falling, and Creator's looking to snowball out of control. Dark, now up against the wall, is banking up a very large Corruptor army. But is this too many Corruptors? Because we have Archons, we have a ground army. Uh-oh. There's no Greater Spire. There's no Greater Spire. There's no Brood Lords. How many Corruptors is this? 38! 38 Corruptors. A massive storm of the Lurkers. Now, if this Lurker army falls, that's game. Like again, the Corruptors, they can only shoot up. They can't deal with these Archons or the Immortals. Dark, did we make too many Corruptors? Have we overreacted? We can send it, Babby. Send it, Creator. I mean, at this point, it's a foregone conclusion. Like, the carriers will fall. The carriers, they will die to the Corruptors. But it's not about that. It's about how many Lurkers are left over. Okay, it's going to be 15 Lurkers. 1 Viper. Creator rotating around. He'll have Storms as well for those Corruptors. We dive in. We catch a Void Ray. We catch a Carrier. Still no Greater Spire. Spores are caught out. Ooh. Big storm here. Does catch some of these Corruptors. And we're diving in. We dive on top of the carriers. 3 carriers going to be going down. The War Prism as well. But what about the ground army? Lurkers, they're going down one after the other. We're pushing on through. If Archon's coming in from the south, we have DTs welling in as well. Ooh. Yeah, Lurkers are falling left and right. It looks like we will break this base. And Dark, he's in trouble. These Corruptors are not really adding too much. We have 26 Hydras on the way. No, the Archons! The Archons go ham. They shut down the Corruptors. So many of them fall. And we're snowballing out of control. Hydras, they are doing what they can. They focus on the Immortals, but GG gets called. There's just too much Protoss and too many Corruptors. Not enough anti-ground, and Creator takes it. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations here to Creator as he does take the series 2-0, eliminating Dark from the tournaments. That was a very tense game where both players were building up. There were definitely moments for Creator. Dark stabilized, Dark maxed out, but Dark unfortunately did not have a Greater Spire. If he had a Greater Spire, Broodlords, right? Broodlords are suddenly an option, and Broodlords are a good way to deal with the Mass Archon Immortal that was coming his way. There was no Greater Spire. We were stuck with Mass Corruptor, and it's one of the traps that you can fall into. It is a trap that you can fall into in this matchup, which is overcommitting to Corruptor when there isn't that much Skytoss to really justify it, and not having a way to make use of those Corruptors otherwise, right? With a Greater Spire, with Broodlords. Just not something that we had available there. GG, well played. Creator will take it. We'll take it in the end, and now we're going to be following Creator into the next round. Let's find out where we are. !B in the chat to have a look at the bracket yourselves. And does Creator have an opponent?